I got honored to be able to do this, and part of me says, okay, what do you talk about? I mean, I could push a button, and I could tell you about chiropractic. I could start right now and go for 12 hours. And Tom, I got like 5 hours tonight, right? Thank you, Tom, for putting this together. Thank you, Westwood Living, all of you guys. I mean, I give Tom a big round of applause. And thank you guys, students. I know you guys are coming here because either somebody poked you to come here, or you're going to get a free raffle. But all of us, and I think I speak for everybody, is we're really here to share our passion. There is not a person in this room that isn't passionate about what they do. And I am in healthcare. There are a few other healthcare providers here. And my talk tonight is more, and it's for everybody, is more about healthcare than it is about chiropractic. I can tell you a lot about chiropractic, but that's really not my purpose. Because I believe we need more people to go into healthcare, but not just to go into healthcare, but to change the paradigm of healthcare. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but the last few years, healthcare is not looking real pretty. Huh? Agree? Any of you had to go to a hospital, see a doctor the last few years? A little bit more challenging than it has been? Yes? Yep. I don't know if you guys have, but it's really a mess. The system has got a lot of challenges. One of the biggest challenges I've seen since day one is decisions are made out of economics and what we can afford rather than what is in the best interest of the person being served. That was a huge, huge challenge for me. I was an engineer before I was a chiropractor. Had on the trajectory to have a very successful career, and something shifted, and I said, I think I want to do this thing, chiropractic. And I shifted my life to serve the world with what I thought was going to shift the health and well-being of people. And I got into healthcare and I realized how dysfunctional it is, and how people are driven more economically than driven out of service, and that's what drove me to go to school. I want to change the world. I want to heal the world. And you get into healthcare, and it matters what kind of insurance you got. It matters what your deductible is. It matters who the PCP is. So it was a real huge conflict for me because I was driven by a whole other issue. Healthcare itself has got problems. We have more drug use in our country than ever before, both pushed and prescribed. The incidence of neurologically based diseases, autism, all sorts of neurological disorders is on the rise, exponentially. And nobody's doing any research to figure out why. We have the highest incidence of degenerative conditions present in our world today. More drugs being used to try to manage those conditions. There's an increasing evidence of allergies of all sorts, in all ages, from infants forward, than ever before. We're one of the wealthiest countries in the world, spend more money on healthcare, but we have some of the worst statistics. Diabetes and heart disease, greater than ever before. Since the pandemic, more attempted suicides, particularly in the ages of 15 to 25, than ever before in the history of humanity. Albert Einstein said, you can't solve problems at the same level of thinking that created the problem. That you need another level of thinking. You need to step out of the problem and say, we gotta look at things differently. I believe we need that. I believe you guys are the answer for that. Because something that this generation has done is creating a sicker society, not a healthier society. I believe you don't create peace by killing people, by instituting wars, creating more conflict. I don't believe that you eliminate darkness by trying to conquer darkness. You turn on the light. I don't believe you create health by trying to treat diseases. And I believe that's the dysfunction that lives in our healthcare system. We've worked so focused at trying to fix and cure disease that we're not creating healthier people. Look at what happened in the pandemic. All this energy to deal with a virus, a teeny tiny little virus, trying to avoid it, mask it, sanitize it, kill it, vaccinate it. But no energy was put into creating healthier people, living a healthier lifestyle, getting more exercise or more rest, eating foods better that are more nutritive for you, possibly take some supplements. No energy was put into that direction. It was all trying to avoid some little bug. About 50 years ago, a guy by the name of Aaron Antonovsky, never heard of the guy, coined a new word. He called it salutogenesis. Antonovsky was a social scientist, and he said, we need to look at things differently. He felt as though there was a spectrum of health. One aspect of health looked toward pathogenesis, those things that created pathos, disorders and diseases. And that's our whole healthcare system. It's focused at pathogenesis. He says, we need to look in another direction. So we coined this term called salutogenesis. Where does it come from? Ever hold up the wine glass on the holiday and say, salute to life, to health. Salute, to create life, to create health. I believe now more than ever, our world needs caregivers working toward salutogenesis. I believe your generation is going to be the healthcare leaders in that train of thought. It is the fastest growing aspect of healthcare out there. More research being done in this direction than ever before. We know some of it in terms of self-care. Eating good, getting exercise, good mental attitude, developing good relationships, good work environments, but also healthcare providers need to begin to look in this direction. So my practice, that's how I practice. Yeah, people come in with aches, pains, and problems, bedwetting, sciatica, headaches, but I'm really trying to do this, to move people toward a healthier place, because the spine is connected to everything. Yeah, I got a healthy spine, you're gonna have a healthier life. And that's really the focus of what I do rather than treating pathologies. So we need a whole lot more energy in that direction. The design of the body is really built around that. Think about it. Nature made your body, my body, in such a way that it should make every drug, every chemical it should ever need in a lifetime. If you were the creator, wouldn't you make the human body in such a way that it could make all the chemicals it should need to live on the planet Earth that you're putting them on? Wouldn't you? I believe that that's the case. Our bodies has the capability. We just need to ignite it. Remove the interferences that don't allow it to fully express. And that's what I believe the future of healthcare lies. I believe that life should be like a candle. Burn brightly to the very end and flicker a little bit and go out. Rather than having more problems, more disorders, more diseases as we age. That's what the body is designed for. There have been people who have lived 120 to 150 years in health and well-being on this planet. It's not happening in our world. As a matter of fact, lifespans right now in the United States are shortening. My generation supposedly had one of the my parents' generation actually had the oldest lifespans. It's now beginning to decline. So I propose to you, future leaders of the world, as you consider healthcare as a possibility. Yes, chiropractic is one of those things. Come on over to the table and give you all the information you want. But don't be afraid to think differently. Which leaves me with the three things I want to leave you. First, do what you believe in. Do what your heart and soul tells you you gotta do. Doesn't matter what your parents say, doesn't matter what your teachers say, doesn't matter what the conventional wisdom says. If you believe something in your heart and soul is your truth, express that truth. Anytime that I have ever done something that my gut said, this is, Peter, what you're supposed to do, and I listened to what other people said instead of listening to my intuition, things mess up. Always listen to your gut. Secondly, don't be afraid to think differently. Don't be afraid to think differently, even if you got to step out of the crowd. Sometimes it's hard, but the greatest discoveries for humanity have existed by people who thought differently. And the third thing, if you didn't get this one already, take care of your health, your well-being, your vitality. It's the only body you got. You wear out your body, you got no place to live.